Think about the last person who made you angry. Maybe they didn't respond the way you needed. Maybe they said something careless or let you down again. And somewhere in your chest, the old question rises. Why can't they just be different? Here's something nobody tells you. The key to your peace has never been in their hands. Most of us have a quiet project running in the background. The project of changing someone we love. We think if they could just listen more, be more patient, say sorry first, then everything would be okay. So we try, we hint, we explain, we pull away to signal that something is wrong. And sometimes it works, a little for a while. But then they go back to being themselves, and we go back to being frustrated. Here's what's actually happening. You've handed the key to your inner peace to someone else's behavior. As long as your peace depends on them changing, they control your state without even trying. Buddhism has a very precise teaching about this. It's not about accepting bad behavior. It's about understanding where suffering actually lives. The Buddha pointed to something called papancha, the mind's tendency to take one simple event and build a whole story around it. They forget to call. The mind says, they don't care. They never cared. I'm always the one putting in effort. One moment became a verdict. The event lasted 3 seconds. The story in your head runs for 3 days. Buddhism doesn't say suppress the story. It says see that it is a story. Every conflict you've ever had with another person, where did it happen? Not in the room, in your mind. That doesn't mean their behavior is okay. It means the suffering you feel is something you are generating and something you can change. The practice isn't to see people as perfect. It's to see them as human, a being shaped by causes and conditions you cannot fully know. The person who hurt you was once a child. They carry fears and wounds you've never seen. Their behavior is the best they can do from where they are. This is not naivety. This is clarity. And from clarity, not from anger, real discernment become possible. I want to tell you about someone. Let's call him Daniel. He had a colleague who was impossible to work with. Dismissive in meetings, took credit for shared work, responded to emails with 2 words. Daniel spent months trying to figure out how to get through to him. He wrote careful messages. He asked for one-on-ones. He adjusted his tone, his approach, his boundaries. Nothing changed. The colleague stayed exactly who he was. One evening, Daniel sat quietly and asked himself something he hadn't asked before. Why does this person have so much power over me? He realized every time his colleague dismissed him, a voice in his own head whispered, "You're not good enough to be taken seriously." The colleague hadn't planted that voice. He'd only watered it. The problem was never really about the colleague. It was about what Daniel believed about himself. And the colleague had simply become a mirror. When Daniel saw that clearly, something shifted. He stopped trying to change his colleague. He started getting curious about the voice inside himself. The colleague didn't become easier, but Daniel's suffering stopped depending on him. Changing how you see someone is not the same as tolerating them. It's not surrender. You can have clear boundaries. You can walk away. You can say, "This isn't okay." All of that remains available to you. But when you act from clarity, instead of from the story your mind has been building, everything changes, not the situation. You. The people around you are not the architects of your inner world. You are. If you want to try one small thing, the next time someone triggers you, before responding, ask quietly, "What story am I adding to this?" You don't have to answer it perfectly. Just asking the question creates a space. And in that space, you're free. If this reached you at the right moment, leave a comment with a person you've been trying to change. You don't have to name them. Just one word. And if you know someone who's exhausted from trying to fix the people around them, share this with them tonight.